meeting to order. Before we start our regular board meeting, we're going to have a public hearing for the Community Development Block Grant. Greg's going to get up and explain a little bit about it so we can continue forward with the process. So, Greg?
That's right. Okay, so this will be quick. And I'm actually terrified talking in front of people, so I'm going to stare right at my paper. All right. So basically, we're just updating on the micro enterprise grant that the Seneca Falls Development Corporation, which I'm the director, and in cooperation with the town of Seneca Falls, we applied for the grant in late 2022. It is a grant program offered through the New York State Homes and Community Renewal, CDBG block grant. For some background, it's structured to help encourage cultivation of new small businesses through entrepreneurship while also supporting existing small businesses that may be looking to expand or navigate a challenging economic climate. The program primarily focuses on promoting employment and business ownership for persons of low to moderate income, whether it be the owner, him or herself, or the employees of any jobs that were created. We were awarded $210,000 in April of 2023, of which $180,000 could be used for project awards, and the SFDC could retain $30,000 for grant administration, oversight, and management. But so we could maximize the benefits to business owners, the SFDC opted to handle all of that in-house, so the entire $210,000 could be extended to awardees. So we didn't retain any; it all went to the projects. We opened applications in the summer of 2023, received 12 applications, and were able to fund 8 projects through the program. 6 owners were qualified under low to moderate income guidelines, and the 2 that were required to generate at least one full-time equivalent position were successful in doing that. The grant program ran for just under 15 months until all the funding was expended, and the state was very pleased with our administration efforts and the outcome, and we'll be announcing another round in the coming months. The state says they do want to do it again with us. Through the first round, we saw 2 empty storefronts filled in the downtown area. Multiple businesses were able to expand and or remain open in a very volatile economic climate. And we also saw an entrepreneur able to follow her dream by opening her own business through the grant, which is still going on today in downtown Seneca Falls. So additional tax revenue, jobs, and community engagement all increased through the program, and we'll be focusing on these same objectives in the upcoming round. Still awaiting details on when that round will be announced, but it'll be a similar process. And to promote it, we'll canvass our downtown district like we did before. We'll work with the Chamber of Commerce, submit it to print, digital press outlets, share it online, digital, and social media, and we'll publish it on the town website and the SFDC website once we're open for applications. I would guess probably 2 to 3 months before we can start the next round. I didn't receive any public comment or questions about the recap, but if you have any, but that is the gist of what we accomplished with the micro enterprise grant.
Thank you, Greg. Anyone have questions for him?
No question. It's a lot of information I never knew, and I lived here a long time. How would I have found it other than you telling us about it?
Well, we canvassed the downtown district, put it on social media, town website, we put it in the press. I'm not sure how, if there's other opportunities or
No, I just said
avenues
you could have read all that, learned everything. On a website.
or the SFDC website.
Is there a new
Yeah.
monthly newsletter also that could be utilized?
There's a new monthly newsletter that SFDC is putting out, and we'll certainly add it to that as well. Yeah, good point.
So how would we get on that?
It's distributed all around town. If you want to give me your info, I'll make sure you get a copy of it. Yeah.
It's not digital.
It is. It's on, I give the Seneca Falls, actually the URL is going to change to make it a lot easier. It's going to be senecafalls.info, and that's where you can find it. Yeah.
Thank you, Greg.
All right.
Next up, we have a couple award presentations by the chief.
We have Mitch Meston. Mitch Meston is here tonight to receive a life-saving award On May 16, 2025, at approximately 11:09 p.m., the town of Seneca Falls responded to a 911 call reporting a male with a severe arm laceration caused by a broken window. The wound resulted in uncontrolled bleeding, and dispatch information indicated the victim's life was in immediate danger. On arrival, Officer Meston quickly addressed the scene and found the victim bleeding heavily from what was later determined to be a severe artery bleed. Officer Meston immediately applied a tourniquet to control the bleeding and continued to monitor the victim's condition while awaiting the arrival of emergency medical services. His prompt and decisive action were critical in stabilizing the patient and preventing further blood loss. According to the attendant EMT's written statement, the application of the tourniquet by Officer Meston directly contributed to the victim's survival. EMS personnel reported that upon arrival, the bleeding had been significantly reduced, allowing them to take over care, apply a second tourniquet and pressure dressing, and transport the patient for further treatment. The EMTs specifically credited the rapid response, teamwork, and kind professionalism of all involved, particularly Officer Meston, for making the difference between life and death. The Seneca Falls Police Department recognizes that such actions exemplify the highest standards of training, preparedness, and dedication to public service. Officer Meston's quick thinking, courage, and composure under pressure reflect great credit upon himself, and upon this department. In recognition of life-saving actions on May 16, 2025, I'm proud to present Officer Meston with the Seneca Falls Police Department Life-Saving Award. This commendation acknowledges extraordinary efforts and teamwork demonstrated among law enforcement, emergency dispatch, and medical personnel that night. The second letter is a letter of commendation. We have several members here from the Seneca Falls Police Department. We have a few from the Seneca County Sheriff's Department as well. Pretty big incident that took place in Seneca Falls. On September 12, 2025, at approximately 9:59 a.m., the Seneca Falls Police Department received a report of a possible kidnapping. The Onondaga County Sheriff's Office advised that a male suspect had lured a juvenile from her home after grooming her online. The suspect had fled from Onondaga County and was believed to be in Seneca Falls, staying in a local hotel with the child before planning to travel out of state. In response, members of the Seneca Falls Police Department and Seneca County Sheriff's Office immediately coordinated efforts to search area hotels. During these efforts, 2 Seneca Falls police officers observed the suspect exiting the hotel with the child. Acting swiftly and decisively, you and your fellow officers safely intervened, took the suspect into custody, and ensured the child's recovery without further harm. Following the arrest, both agencies worked together to secure the scene and complete the necessary investigative actions. Thanks to your rapid response, professional response, the child was safely returned with her family. And the suspect now faces multiple serious charges in both Onondaga County and Seneca Falls, including rape first degree, endangering the welfare of a child, attempted custodial interference in the first degree, luring a child, and disseminating this indecent material of a child. Your vigilance, professionalism, and courage directly contributed to the safe recovery of a vulnerable child and apprehension of a dangerous individual. Your actions reflect great credit upon yourself, the town of Seneca Falls Police Department, and entire law enforcement community. This incident also highlights the strengths of interagency cooperation, the close working relationship between the town of Seneca Falls Police Department and the Seneca County Sheriff's Office, exemplifies how cooperation enhances our ability to protect and serve the public with excellence and compassion. On behalf of the town of Seneca Falls and the town of Seneca Falls Police Department, I extend my sincere gratitude and commend you for your outstanding performance during this incident. Your conduct embroils the highest standards of law enforcement. Chris Denny. Also attending is Seneca County Sheriff Tim Thompson and Under Sheriff Melinda Markwart. First is Deputy Greco. Next is Lieutenant Strong. Just like to stress the importance of working with the Sheriff's Department. Since I've become chief, the two agencies, in my opinion, this is the best we've ever gotten along, working together on anything major within the town or outside if they need our assistance. So I thank them for that.
Thank you, Chief. Now call the regular board meeting to order. Will the clerk please take roll call?
Supervisor Schmitter,
Present.
Councilman Seneca,
Here.
Councilman Clara,
Here.
Councilwoman Dyson, here, Councilwoman Laskowski, here.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You have a seat. Okay, next up we have petitioners. Andrew Mullen, please.
Well, this will be easier apparently. So, my name is Dr. Andrew Olden. I am the Executive Director of the Seneca Falls Museum and Tourism Center at 89 Fall Street. We're currently under construction, but keep an eye out. We've got lots of great things underway. One of those that I'd just like to talk to you about today is our Fall Outdoor Arts Festival. You might have seen this around town, this bright orange, wonderful coloring. It was just an opportunity to get together and celebrate community. Thank you to the board. Thank you to Kathy for letting me schedule me on to go first here. I'm meeting with the class of graduate students, so I apologize. I'm going to have to scoot out of here right afterwards. But I just also want to extend a thanks to you all for allowing us to have the event, and then to Missy Jones for all of her help with, you know, even little things like trash cans and trash bags. Missy's always awesome with all the events. So on September 20th, the 2-hour event was a first-time function that we had here in Seneca Falls, and like I said a moment ago, it was just a celebration of arts and culture in downtown. This was including the 2 recently installed murals that the Bonifiglia Foundation helped spearhead. They're wonderful if you haven't checked those out yet. So just in this 2-hour time frame, again, this is the first time we had this event. We had over 200 people, both residents and visitors. So saw a lot of familiar faces. Thank you, Supervisor Schmitter, for attending. Additionally, we had free live music, we had adults, children, free art activities, free local art vendors if you wanted to purchase stuff by professionals. We also had food and dessert options, all by local establishments here in the area. The entire festival was funded by the The entire festival was funded by the Auburn Public Theater and the Erie Canal Heritage Corridor. So again, this was all grant funded. This is all just, again, a way to celebrate arts, community, culture. The festival initially grew out of a desire to celebrate just the variety of talented artists we have in the area. But also, once we received funding from the Rochester Area Community Foundation and partnered with the Bonifiglia Family Foundation to help install the mural on the back of 89 Fall Street and over at 37, they did 37 Fall. We had no part in that. That looks wonderful, by the way. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. But this was a way to celebrate all of that, just because this is such a great step forward. I'm not much on social media, but from what I've seen, there's been a lot of people from around the area. I noticed kind of in a brief listening tour since then, there have been people that have come to Seneca Falls from Rochester, Buffalo, just to see those murals. So I know we got a lot more than that to offer, but this is just the first of or not even the first, the many of great steps forward that we continue to take as a community. Just as a reminder too, this is part of the comprehensive plan, which is the Seneca Falls Comprehensive Plan for Advanced Seneca Falls 2040, as part of comprehensive area policy area 4 of the comprehensive plan. So this arts festival is hopefully something we can get going every year. We hope to empower other arts institutions to let them take the lead next year. We say that just not that we didn't love the opportunity, but we're a history museum and focused on tourism. While this is great, there's also other great institutions in town we can hope to work for. But I wanted to note that something that was big about this that might have seemed minor was that we had like 30 to 40 people from the World Canals Conference. So these are people from canal communities all over the globe, people from China, people from Ireland, Italy, all over, talking about these canals. I attended the conference on behalf of Seneca Falls through grant funding with that as well. But on the last day of the conference, I attended John Kutchko, who's a pretty well-known broadcaster, sports reporter, now a photographer in the area who does a lot of work on the Erie Canal. Check him out on social media. I walked in and he was talking about Seneca Falls to people from all over the world and showing pictures. I'm getting goosebumps telling y'all, just showing pictures of what we're doing. And he said, oh, I'll probably be by sometime here in the next few weeks or so, and we'll chat. So I just wanted to say we're doing great things as a community. I know we've got a lot of other things going on, but focus on the positive. We're doing awesome stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to thank you all again for this, and hopefully the Art Fest continues, and grant funding has really helped bring this forward, and hopefully we continue to revitalize that and help continue to promote the reuse, restoration, and beautification of Seneca Falls. And I really think grant funding will help increase tourism and economic prosperity for all residents of Seneca Falls. So thank you all. I'm happy to answer any questions, but I really appreciate it again. The Art Fest was awesome. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so the second petitioner is going to come next month, so SFDC is going to report next month, so you weren't going to talk on it, Charlie. So now I'm going to open up privilege of the floor. You'll be given 5 minutes to speak, so anybody want to speak, privilege of the floor.
I think most of you know who I am. KIO, in the section for the cemeteries. This question I'm going to point to our attorney. Did we get an agreement with the Catholic side, and is it on record? Because I don't want to have to go through this again, that they own that strip of land right there between us, their blacktop, and our dirt driveway. So where are we?
I have received a proposed agreement and a map from their attorney, you know, after we spoke about this for months, but that did come through. I'm reviewing it. I'll send the map over to you, and I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of controversy with it. I think it's right in line with the other maps that you've shown to me
Right. Thank you.
previously.
Yeah, because that needed to be done.
Yeah, so that's
Because every
coming.
time someone goes out to mow that strip of land, it's like, oh dear Lord, you're mowing our grass. So that needed to be settled, so thank you for doing that.
Okay. It's in the works.
The next thing I want to talk about is Bridgeport Cemetery. We have a new fence down there, but the back of Bridgeport Cemetery has a lot of trees. And the trees are old and they are falling. On the waterfront down there are 2 houses that this gentleman went down there and put up. And I have pictures of them. They don't belong to us, and they don't belong to him either. He should have no business doing it. They need to come down, and we need to do something about no one going down there and using that waterfront. My suggestion is, from the place where the trees are taken down, from where our fence ends up at the cemetery, there be a fence all the way down to the waterfront. Take down those 2 old houses that are pieces of, no one can even live in them. And right now, the people that live down there are using that piece of land to store their trailers or their campers. No, no, that's not what that's for. We own that property.
owns the buildings? We own the buildings?
He owns Van
Who owns
Horn.
the houses?
His name is Van Horn.
So we own the land, but he owns the buildings on the land?
Yes, and I can show you pictures of them. They're not anything that any of us would ever even live in. There's two of them.
How long have the houses been there?
Pardon me?
How long have the houses been there?
I have no idea. I know he died a year and a half ago. His ex-wife,
Yeah.
whatever, lives next door. And, as the property from the cemetery goes down, and as it goes down, that's where all the trees are. And there are many dead trees in there. Some of them have already fallen. Well, if they fall and go down and take out those two dwellings, we're gonna be responsible for it. He has no business being down there. He had no business building those houses down there.
Just so I understand, that's our property that the houses are on?
We own in the middle of Lower Lake Road to the waterfront. It's all our land.
Right. And these dwellings are on that property?
Yes.
So how does that work itself out as far as,
I'm sorry.
why are they still?
There was
why
a
are they still-
variance at some point for it. There was a variance at some point for it.
There's a
but
variance?
From what I've heard, because I heard this story before, again, I can't confirm that, but that's what somebody had told me.
Pat, can you confirm if there was a variance at one point for this?
I don't know.
individual to build?
I don't know anything about a variance, there was a lease.
A lease.
There's a lease going back to the nineties.
How big is the lease effective for, do we know?
It keeps going over, it keeps rolling over. So, so I can present what we have to the board, and then the board can, you know, decide what we wanna do with
I'd like to
this.
terminate the lease.
Well, then that's an option,
I
that
have
would be,
copy
that would
of
be a
the
board
lease.
action.
I have a copy of the lease with you tonight. That was signed in 1991. He never paid one dime against that lease. $2,800. He never paid anything on it. We don't owe him anything. Like I said, he died a year and a half ago. But that is our property. And we all know if one of those, look at the pictures, you know what those structures are worth. If we have a dead tree fall down and go down and take out one of those, those properties are gonna be worth $50,000, $60,000, $70,000.
All right, okay, we'll have the attorney look at this. We'll try to get something done by next board meeting.
Good, thank you.
Thank you for bringing this.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kay.
You're welcome.
Anyone else for privilege report?
Hi, I'm here about 2489 Lower Lake. If you've gone down Lower Lake Road, my name is Kim Galick. If you've taken a walk down Lower Lake Road or a drive down Lower Lake Road, you've seen it. It's big. I understand it is not, doesn't have a variance for its height, and that its height in feet is appropriate, but it is 3 stories high. And that is, my understanding is 2.5 stories is the limit, and there's no variance for that. But the bigger concern I have is that it was given a special use permit because the lot is so tiny. And they've built this behemoth. And when the zoning board and the planning board made their decisions and considered the neighbors and the impact on the property and the character of the neighborhood, they said it wouldn't do anything. And now you can see, our house is 6 or 7 houses away, and we can see it from our house. It has completely blocked the view of the people across the street who did come to the zoning meeting and say, this seems pretty big and it's in our way, and there was no comment made about that. And the neighbor next door, it's like it's moving over his house with windows that look right into his space. And so while I understand that the house has been built, what I'm really worried about is that the properties on Lower Lake that will go up for sale that are tiny will now turn into 3-story giant buildings in front of the people on the other side of the road. And what I'm wondering is, do we need to consider the building codes, the zoning variances, something for Lower Lake Road so that the character of those, the cottage side and the west side, stay pleasant for everybody? So, I mean, in a perfect world, you'd also tear down this house. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I just have one question?
Yeah.
Is that used as like an Airbnb, or
It's not
residents
done
still
yet.
live?
It's not done yet. He lives in Rochester. He has said that someday he'd like to live in it. I'm going to be too personal. He's 61 years old, and it is not an age-in-place house for sure. It is 3 stories high and built down the cliff. So it probably will be a short-term rental. I won't be surprised. At the 3 stories, it's 3 full stories plus the attic peak and a crawl space. The front door on the plans looks like it goes straight over from the road, but it's actually now, as the building has been built, the front door is sort of up higher than the road. So
5 feet.
above the road, it's 2.5 stories. The people across the street look straight at it, and their view is completely gone. The value of their property, I'm sure, is considerably lower. But the neighbor's house is also miniature compared to it, and anybody looking out the side windows of it is looking right into Dave's deck and his windows. And so they are in compliance with building codes and heights. They have a very good architect who managed to figure out the high point, low point of the roof and get the height right. It was well done, but it is, even if it's inside of the rules, it is something that the rest of the people on the road are concerned will happen to them.
Sure. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
If you count the basement, which is just under 6 feet, supposedly 5 feet 11 inches, so it doesn't count as a story, it's 4 stories
Yeah.
high. If you count the basement, which, if you kayak on the lake like I do, you go on the lake, you count 4 stories, pretty simple.
It's an eyesore from the lake, from the lake.
I just was
Stories
on
on
the
the
lake
lake.
on the weekend, and I had seen them put the foundation in, and when I boated down the lake this weekend, I couldn't believe the size of that thing, and you could not see the house on the other side of the street. It's really out of place and really ruins a lot of the character of the downtown.
When did this go to the planning and zoning board? Because I feel like there, at one point, I recall a discussion about this particular property.
Last year, sometime.
February. It went to the planning board, it went to the county, the planning board, and the zoning board last February. The owner, if you read the minutes, was probably a little disingenuous in his descriptions. I imagine he just didn't volunteer a lot of information. At one point, he told the woman who lives across the street it would only be 1.5 stories above the road, and it is currently 2.5 stories above the road. There was apparently a rendering that showed it as 1.5 stories, but the plans have not changed since the original plans. It has always been planned to be this building. So I'm not sure if the committees, or the zoning committee or the planning committee, when they look at it, just don't look carefully enough, don't recognize the size of a building on paper versus what it will look like in real life in front of somebody's house, or how close it is to the neighbors. And frankly, I don't want it to happen across the street from my house. So I would like to, consider that we consider what happens on Lower Lake with housing size.
I can reach out to I have questions now for the planning and the zoning board in terms of like what that process looks like as far as, during and afterwards and whatnot.
There's also a 2.5 story, 35-foot rule, and I don't know if that's an either or rule or an and rule,
Sure.
but it's 3 stories right now.
I think what's important to mention is that the plans that were the building plans, because I viewed them, they were new after it was all approved. There were other plans, and I would be curious to see if those plans matched the plans that they used for building. So that would be the question I have. It is also my understanding that some of it was without his control, meaning the Army Corps of Engineers took a look at it, and he was needed to move the land higher because of the proximity to the lake. Therefore, the structure is 4 to 6 feet higher than what was accordingly apparently approved.
It's huge.
My only concern, I am the neighbor that she's referring to. I talked to the builder, or the owner. One of my concerns is to make sure that the water runoff from the house is not going to damage my house. But hopefully I can take a look at that with the plans that he's doing and look at what he's planning to do for drainage.
Since it's been built, have you had any water issues?
We're in a drought.
It hasn't rained.
Well, I mean, there was a time when there was significant rain.
It's not built yet.
Well,
They're building it
there-
now.
There will be a swale.
I haven't seen it, so I
Right.
can't, I'm not.
They're building it now, and there hasn't been rain since they, I mean, they're working 6 days a week, and I assume to get the thing up before somebody shows up here to say, hey, that thing's too tall.
So one thing I read, I got the minutes from the town attorney, and there was one thing in the minutes that drew my eye, that it was either the planning board or the zoning board. You know, in the minutes it said whoever represented the owner was there speaking, said it would be 1,000 square foot house. That thing is at least over 2,000,
It's-
maybe more.
It
I
can't
mean,
be
I
1,000
went
square
in the
feet.
kayak and measured it by counting the pieces of plywood or whatever
Right.
that stuff is. And then I couldn't make a calculation for the vaulted ceiling that's gonna be there. I don't know how you count that airspace as living space, I didn't know. But I did, you know, calculate it out to be, you know, 1,872 square feet, not counting the basement. And that didn't count the vaulted part there, because I didn't know how to count that as square footage. So it's way over 1,000 square feet, I know that. And then the neighbor across the street mentioned to me that at the meeting, they said it would only be 2 to 3 feet higher than the next highest house along the thing.
Right.
And it's 15 to 20 feet
Sure
higher than the next highest roof. Not the median where they measure, the rooftop. That house is 20 feet higher than the next highest house. It's an albatross on the Lower Lake Road. I live on the Lower Lake Road and walk by there every day. It's the biggest house on the Lower Lake Road.
Are there consequences to not being in line with what was presented to you?
Sure, the building permit's issued according to the building permit, the special use permit. Special use permit, it's all issued to those plans.
So is that complaint driven, or is that something that's automatic, that they would go out and they would assess and review and determine if they're in compliance, and if not, then they're gonna have to fix it, or if they get fined, or? What is that process?
Now, at this point, I don't foresee anything happening without litigation. I mean, you know, the house is there.
How close is he to your property line?
So my property line, on the north side of the house where he's building there, very slim. I am butted right up to his property line. And he's working with me on some things that I wanted to do to protect my foundation. So that's a good thing. My biggest question is, I come from Victor, New York. And I sat at the meeting when this was approved. There's no way you would approve a project like this without the actual drawings that he was working on. I was very surprised leaving that evening that there wasn't enough talk. There wasn't enough detail. That evening, it should have been adjourned and new drawings brought up, because these were done on a piece of paper. And that's why you've got concerned citizens. I'm working with him, I want to work with him, but the way this was done, unfortunately, I hate to call people to the carpet, but it wouldn't happen in Victor, New York. We need drawings, and the drawings that were worked on, or that have been used to build, are not the drawings at this variance meeting. And that's why I bring that up, is that they have to be cross-referenced. If the drawings reflect the measurements and all that and the relative details, and it was approved, then there's nothing to say, but they're not the same drawings.
Does the town actually have the drawings that were drawn?
That's what I don't know, I don't have.
We'll look
record.
into that, we'll get the drawings, we'll have, planning board submit it to us.
Right.
We'll have our town attorney look into this.
Yeah.
What's that? No, I thought he said something was turned in, but not the one, said it was on a piece of paper.
Brad has a question.
Yes,
Let her
it's
begin.
Yeah, but, okay.
I think what these people are looking for is for this board to be proactive, similar to
Yeah.
past questions, one being the police, the clerical area. Fix it and fix it now. This gentleman, this lady, stop the construction now. Other than Caitlin and Dawn asking questions and Frank giving an update, it looks like it'll
never get done.
Well, at this point, I think we need to work with this gentleman, and I'm willing to work with him. We're not taking down the building. I don't see that happening. But I'm only saying it as a concerned community member, that there's respect paid to the process of issuing a variance. This is for the board to know. This is how we need to conduct business.
Well, you bring out many good points and questions that I have in terms of like the engineer plans, for instance, and having those present when they present for approval. And there's ambiguous as to what that process is, and I don't know that answer.
I've been through it at my home in Victor. I had
Right.
to apply for a variance myself, and these are all legitimate things, but everything has to be on the table. I think there's perhaps some issues, things that, like the mentioning of the Army Corps of Engineer, that was never really discussed. They should have been present at that variance meeting so that everything could be brought in front of everybody to light of that. That's my concern. I'm willing to work with people, work with him, but I want the process to change so that this gets done.
That's very fair, and we wouldn't be able to know these opposite areas without these sort of incidents, unfortunately. So I'll take a look at it and we can certainly explore it from there.
Yeah, I mean, I live down the road, and you know, like most people said, we just like to. I appreciate all the volunteer work. You know, the work they're doing, they're working hard. I acknowledge that, but we all make mistakes. I've made a lot. The board really failed us on this. There's 3 or 4 non-conforming items to this building that the board voted on the 28th, and then the zoning board of appeals voted on the 29th to approve them. On that vote on the 28th, there was only 3 votes. There were 3 or 4 people absentee. I don't know if they're snowbirds, but you know, we depend on these people, and it's really shameful and an embarrassment to the community and to that board. And I'm hoping that, and it as a homeowner, I know I wouldn't do that to somebody else. So, you know, you say you want to work with this guy, he didn't have any consideration whatsoever to this community. So I'm not interested in working with him. Okay? You know, you just don't do that to your neighbor. And everybody was involved in approving these non-conforming. It's shameful. But let's improve it for the next one, because it'll happen again. The board has a long history of approving non-conforming issues, but they've been little things. This isn't a little thing. So we're hoping that you can go to the zoning board and speak with them and say, hey, either, because on this one, they didn't even, maybe they didn't care, or maybe they didn't know. It's one or the other, because nobody in their right mind would approve this. In that meeting, they're calling that street level first floor. That's not the first floor, that's the 3rd floor. This is really a 5-story building. There's a basement and another story, and then the street floor, and then the bedroom floor, and then this floor Frank's talking about that they can use in the ceiling space. It's really a 5-story building, okay? It has nothing to do with the county. It's legal by the county, but it's the zoning board. And we just want them to do a little bit better job. Because if you go down there, it's 20 feet higher than anything next to it. So please, see what you can do to get the board to do their job.
Well, one thing in the zoning code, they measure the height from the roof comes down, the eaves, and they draw a straight line across, then they do a perpendicular here, and they only go up halfway. Me personally, if you look at a building, I look at the top of the building, the roof, the top of the roof. That whole thing should be counted. If half of the roof doesn't count in our code, or maybe it's the county code, I don't know what, but that needs to be changed right away to, hey, the peak of the roof is the height of the building, not halfway up the roof. The peak of the roof is because it's there. You can't say it's not there, you see it. that's the height, but
So I did talk to the county about that. That's their rule and our rule. We can change ours to make it to the top. So we will have to do a zoning change to make it to the top.
yeah, because to the top of that roof, it's at least 40 feet, maybe more.
Is
Of the
it,
lakeside.
is 2.5 stories and 35 feet an or rule, or can it be 2.5 stories as long as it's under 35 feet? And it, like how can this house be 3 stories high?
How does what?
How can the house be 3 stories high if the code is 2.5 stories and there's no variance for it?
Right.
That's, I don't understand how that went through.
Well, Albert
No
says it's
drawing, I
5
guess.
stories high.
Well, there wasn't specification of the height.
Albert's an
It was a
architect, so
calculation.
I don't know.
I mean,
We're gonna have to look more into this with the attorneys and
Wooden
stuff. We're just doing a lot of speculating now what's in our codes. And, I mean, the attorney says it has nothing to do with floors, it has to do with height. So we need to look into all that. We can't sit here and say heights because we don't know. So we will try to find all those answers out for everybody. And we will change our codes. We can, it'll be a process. We can't do it overnight. We'll have to have public hearings and everything to try to change some of these things. So we will do our best at this point, and we will look into this house and see if there's anything we can do, and then we'll take steps if we can. That's what I can do right now, is offer that. Okay, anyone else for privilege of the floor? Yes, Max?
Hi. Did my voice in there? Yeah. So, hi, I'm Kirsten Schimmel, and I can guarantee you that no one else in this room has met 1,721 tourists and spoken to them about what's going on in our town and what's wrong. Why? Because I have the driveway that's right next to those 4 sets of statues. And I brought people into my garden to show them our church, because it's supposed to be one of the 1,000 places you see before you die. But if you want to lean on the fence to take a picture of it, it's just a little broken, and has been for years, and no one has painted this. 15 years, this is my neighborhood, and I'm pissed. Not one garbage can from 414 all the way down to the Candy Stanton house. Where are people supposed to put their stuff? They're walking on that side of the street. What's the matter with you people? Not you people, you know other people before you. Because this has been going on for years. Years and years. It's a disgrace. People say, well, what's going on? Tourism is our industry. We don't have any industry besides tourism. What are we doing to bring people here? Take a picture of the most beautiful church in the world on a broken fence? It's in a book? We should be thrilled that Trinity Church is here. We should be bringing people here, not discouraging them. Okay, so maybe that's my 2 minutes. So there's no garbage can from 414 all the way down. Nice. We need one. 2, you cannot, I'm sure this will change because they're not done yet, but I don't want what was there before. You cannot cross 414 or East Bayard in any direction without taking your life into your hands if you're walking a dog, unless you run. Because there is no pedestrian crossing link. Everybody else has that in other towns. They have it in other towns. Why can't we have it? And as long as it hasn't been done yet, let's call New York State and say, hey, Kathy, keep your 200 bucks. I want to be able to cross the street in my town with reason. Last but not least, 1,001 places before you die. So my property is 176 feet along the canal. And over the years, I've been privileged to live there. And I've made sure that it's kept wild. When I say wild, we have heron that feed from the property. It's quiet. People love it. Canoers, people in kayaks love it. But somebody in this room thought it was appropriate to, 1, tell someone that they could put up neon that reflects into the water. That's not in this picture. but they thought it was okay. There is no neon light. Now, how do I know about, you gotta calm down. How do I know about this? Because I belong to these canal keepers. And they said, Kirsten, what the hell's going on in Seneca Falls? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Well, the neons, people complaining about it. And the noise. I'm like, the noise is making me nuts. I'll have to go to a town board meeting. That's my neighbor across there. Who said that we don't get to have peace and quiet on our side of the canal? Who said? Otherwise, you'd get to be able to wake wakes up and down the canal, wouldn't you? But somebody said this was okay, and it's not okay. He's got to move that sign inside. It's ridiculous. There's no neon reflecting any canal anywhere. Not Erie Barge, not Champlain, not Oswego. And I don't want to be the damn fool that lives across the street from it. That's number one. Number two, you want to play music? Fine. This isn't Wolfie's. This is Seneca Falls. Not one person on that Fall Street plays music onto the canal so that people can't hear what's going on. People in their boats should be able to talk to one another. But no, somebody said this was okay. And I don't know who it was. But whoever you are, shame on you. Or whoever they were. And last but not least, learning from all these people, I couldn't cut my grass the right way because I didn't have the right code. Where the hell's our code enforcement officer? Where is he? What happened to him? We didn't replace him? Pat left? It's a terrible job. Terrible. So please do something about these things. Please. I don't want to be embarrassed on a call anymore from people up at Albany, over in Oswego, and Champlain. I don't want to be embarrassed. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else for privilege of the floor? Okay, this time privilege of the floor is closed.
I make a motion we approve the minutes from the 9/2/25 meeting and the 9/11/25 special board meeting.
Can I have a second? Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Time for the supervisory report. So I want to tonight congratulate the owners of Huntington Apartments for receiving the Excellent Historic Preservation Award, which recognizes projects that successfully preserve historic structure by creating community impact. There's a Halloween walk flyer. I'm going to let Missy explain about what that is.
We do an annual walk. We used to walk in the park. We try to have it in people's park, but since it's under construction, we're definitely having it inside the gym this year. And it's on Saturday, October 25th from 1 to 2:30. And we count on local organizations, Rotary, Kiwanis, different groups who come in and hand out candy.
Thank you.
1 to 2:30? 1 to 2:30. Thank you. You're welcome.
That's on our website too, if anybody's looking more into it. I'm sorry. Tim, you want to about these award questions here? Came back from a flight?
I wasn't trying to interrupt, I was just.
No, we just get it done, because you will get called out again.
Just take a moment to recognize you while you're here before you go out for another call.
I did call your name, but you were on a call, so.
I wrote it down. I wrote it down.
We heard it.
Thank you.
We'll stand up and clap.
I appreciate that, everybody. It was an excellent time. Have a good night, everybody.
Okay, here's some important date changes. The November board meeting will be on Thursday, November 6th at 6 p.m. due to Tuesday being the election day. Okay, so we are changing it from Tuesday to Thursday next month. We're going to be having budget workshops on October 15th and October 16th from 5 p.m. until 7 p.m. The public's welcome to attend. The location will be right here in this room. We'll talk a little about the Wonderful Life Bridge. So we were able to get a bid out for it to be painted. but we also ran into a little glitch where the state inspected it and yellow flagged it. Doesn't mean it's closed, just means we have to really follow the weight guidelines. I'm working right now with the Wonderful Life Run Committee that we are not going to be able to allow everybody on there that day. We're going to have to figure out something so there's not as many people as usually on top of that bridge. So more will be on that. The run will still go on, obviously. It's just the bridge. And the bridge will be painted if we accept the bid tonight. Also, there's going to be a paint recycling event October 11th at 8 a.m. at the College of Health and Science on Route 89 in Seneca Falls. So we're trying to keep this landfill clean. If you have paint, you want to get rid of it, now's the time to do it. Okay?
You do have to sign on.
Yeah.
Where is that?
The chiropractic, well, the college of Northeast, but it's chiropractic college. Most of us know it as. Right on Route 89. You'll enter the main entrance on Route 89, correct? Is it right in the
89, yeah.
yeah, and then you'll see trucks, I guess, stuff like once you pull in there. So, they do want you to register though, so you can go online and do that.
What's the date for that?
Saturday. It's
Oh, this
Saturday.
Saturday?
October 11th, yes, it's coming up this week.
No oil base?
No oil-based paint.
Just have to keep that old paint.
No, that's what it said, no
More
oil-based.
here.
Go on the website, it'll tell you what they're taking in there. I just read it in the paper the other day, so I'm just trying to share the information because we're trying to keep our landfill clean.
The landfill does the shredding and electronics, and that's the 20th.
Is it 20?
So September, yeah. October 25th is the annual Seneca County Electronics Recycling and Paper Shredding event that we work with in cooperation with Cornell Cooperative Extension. So it'll be at the county building, north side, 8 in the morning till noon. You can bring electronics, paper shredding, things like that.
Batteries to it?
No batteries. That's just electronics and that. You're also welcome to bring electronics during the week, and we have one of the recycling. County recycling bins at our citizen drop area as well. So if you miss Saturday, you can always bring it any other time. It's free, no charge for electronics recycling. That changed with the law component of it, so that's how we keep it out of the landfill. So.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. I thank Public Works for replacing the King Road culvert. That road's back open now. We're currently working on flood mitigation on Farron Road. I want to thank Jeremy and his highway department for the paving that's been all done through town in the last couple weeks. And the groundwork they did at the town gardens came out really nice. So Jeremy, thank you for that. Rec Center, the soccer program is going great. Basketball signups are currently underway. Flag football is doing well. I mean, we don't run that ourselves, but we do provide the fields and assist when we can. So the water and sewer plant, the van rents their water tank was drained and cleaned. They replaced 3 low lift pumps at the water plant themselves, saving us the cost of paying someone to do it. The assessor has completed new construction adjustment as recorded deed sales at the county. Codes department's going well with numerous permits being issued at this time. Talking about the projects going on in town, we have the North Canals project going on. Trees have been planted, lights are going up. They're going to be doing the 2 playgrounds you see there. They're going to be putting a surface in there. It's going to be it's like a liquid thing that turns into like rubber, so to protect the kids. And then there will be a fence around it. I know people have questioned that, but the poles are in, but they can't put the fence up till they pour that liquid stuff, which was supposed to be this week, but with the rain today, it might put them off. The museum's going well. We had a little bit extra money, so we're going to be able to place a few more windows and upgrade some stuff in the bathrooms down there for the boater amenities. We're working with on the Bear Street Culvert. We're working with the engineers, and we're hoping to get the project going in January or February. With a little help from the Canal Corp, they might drain some of the canal for us and give us time to do it while they're doing that. The comp plan's moving forward. We have a bunch of volunteers that are working on it, and those committees are doing a great job, and I really want to thank them for the work they put into the town to get these things done. So that's it for my supervisory report at this time. Can I have a motion for accept department reports A through E?
I'll make a motion.
Have a second. Okay, can I have a motion to accept communications A through G?
I need a vote on that one.
Oh, I'm sorry. All in favor of accepting department reports?
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you, I'm sorry about that. So we got a motion and a second for the communications? Okay, do you have a motion for the communications?
Make a motion.
A second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Next up, we have special events. We have, first one up would be a Concerned Citizen of Seneca County rally. It's gonna be at Elizabeth Cady Stanton Park on Fall Street on the sidewalk. They're expecting about 40 people. It's a rally to support and defend local law 3 in Seneca Falls. It's gonna be on October 15th from 4 to 5 p.m. Do you have a motion?
Motion.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion? Like all the boxes, check, everything is small amount, didn't you wear this, and everything to do with it? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so carried. Second one we already talked about, special event would be the Halloween walk in the park. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on that? Missy explained it once. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so carried. Okay, next we get into new business. We got a seeker for the Bear Street Culvert Maintenance and Rehab Project. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, with the town attorney,
Yeah.
please explain this a little bit.
So this resolution, this project has to do with it's really maintenance on the culvert there at Bayer Street near Ferrar's old, the old lumberyard area. So what this is, ultimately, it's maintenance, but ultimately restabilize the whole thing and make it clean it out, make it more useful. Here, this is to do the project, it does require the state environmental quality review. Given the scale of the project, this is considered a type 1 action, which means that we need to coordinate the review with any other involved agencies. Here, of course, that's going to be it's going to be the Canal Corp. It's going to be they'll be a stakeholder, certainly. We can keep them. They'll be a property owner, notified of anything that happens, and then things like fire departments, things like that. We always include on these sorts of things. However, so the resolution here is to designate this board as the lead agency, and then having our engineers distribute the lead agency notices and the secret documents to other involved and interested agencies. So that's what this resolution is.
So a little update on this, before we vote on it, is I've been working with the engineer firm, and there's a new thing out there supported by the Army Corps of Engineers where they don't have to dig this whole thing up anymore like we originally talked about. They can go in there, they clean it out, and they have it's like goes in there and puts thin layers of concrete over and over and over, and it builds it up. And the Army Corps of Engineers said it's guaranteed for 100 years at least. So it should save us a lot of money. I'm also trying to work with the canal if we can get them to drain it for us for a couple of, probably 3 or 4 weeks, which they're not against right now. So
Can I ask where this culvert is? Because it's right near me, right?
No, it's on the other side of 414.
Or north? West.
Where
West.
the magical cones
But
are.
that's all Ferraris, right?
Right.
Okay.
And where those orange barrels are for the last 6 years.
Well, not just that, but there's a whole big, that's a big piece of property, it's over there. So you be digging that whole thing out?
Well, there's currently a culvert there now that connects that pond to the canal, and this is going to be maintenance on that culvert.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you.
So if we get the canal drained, we'll be saving the town a lot of money, and hopefully we get it done in January, February, is the target date. So all those in favor of declaring us as a lead agency?
Well,
You did a motion.
You did a motion, seconded.
Yeah.
Yep, we're in
So
discussion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
So that should be on the calendar for next month.
Yep. And then we also have a second seeker for the kids' territory drainage improvement. You want to talk on that, Pat? We're going to have a motion?
Can I make a motion? I'll second.
Okay. Discussion, I'll let Ed tell you a little bit about this.
So this one is.
Hey, Frank,
Yep.
can I ask a quick question? would that be, can I take them barrels away?
When it's done.
Insurance won't let us take it.
When it's done. That's the goal.
Yeah, we'll be shoot, like I said, it really looks like we're gonna get done in January, February. We work with a lot of agencies and we've been a million phone calls back. So now let's go back to the seeker and,
So for the Kids Territory project, so this involves, improvements to Kids Territory, specifically drainage, as well as paving walkways, and I believe it's redoing some of the lighting that's involved, that's out there. So this project is not quite the scale as the last one we discussed. So this is not a type 1 action. This is considered an unlisted action, but it is the town's project, and this is, you're required to do the state environmental quality review, but there's no requirement to contact other agencies and ask if they're okay with you being the lead agency. So this that's presented for you now is designate, the resolution would designate the town board as the lead agency, and then also goes forward and addresses the environmental review as well. And this resolution incorporates a negative declaration, which is a finding that this project would not have any significant negative impacts on the environment. So this is the seeker start to finish right here in this resolution.
any discussion on this? Okay, we had a motion and a second. Can we vote on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Okay, thank you, Pat. We have a resolution authorizing to engage in no-fee services of power management to assist in saving town utility costs. Have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
A quick explanation what this is. This is a company that they'll come in and they'll try to lock us in on, they can't on the price of the stuff, but on the delivery fees and all those. They'll lock us in and protect us through the winter months and save the town significant money. So,
Will they eventually have a fee for service?
no, they get paid the fee from whoever they contract with.
Okay.
We don't cost us nothing.
It's built into your energy bill,
Gotcha, okay.
so they get money back from connecting the services.
Got
They're the
it.
middleman.
Okay.
Yeah. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Got a resolution for hours of operation for town office at 130 Obert Street. Have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just want to say that I personally am going to be abstaining in this. I just like to do more research. This is going to be a really big change for all our employees and everything. I received some concerns from department heads, so I just want to take a little bit of time personally to research how this can affect the employees, how it might increase the efficiency of the town building, and how it might affect the residents. So I'm sorry, but I will abstain this time.
I have a question in terms of, have we done a time study to determine, how this is going? Yeah, essentially, because, there are certain departments that, and I think of like Tom Dyson's department, for instance, and contractors being able to contact him. I just foresee that there are going to be certain professions that are going to be impacted, and I don't think that we're a standard 9 to 5 anymore, or even 8:30 to 5. And my next question is in terms of how this interacts with the unions, and where are we at with that in the CSEA? Are they in support of it? Are we changing the hours from 37.5 to 40?
The union wants to do it in impasse on several things, and this is one of them.
Okay.
But they said we should have our hours set, so that's what we're doing here. So let's vote on it. So,
I'm on the negotiation team for the union. We do not want that. That's what we're doing and declaring an impasse on.
that's what I just said. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed.
One no vote.
I'm sorry, what was the final tally?
2-2, 1 abstain.
Search committee
Does it
for
pass,
full-time
though?
manager. Can I have a motion?
No, it does not.
Did it pass or
No.
No.
Okay.
I have a motion there to search committee for a full-time manager. Have a motion?
Make a motion.
A second?
Second.
Discussion?
Is this,
Go ahead.
is this position gonna be full-time, or is it gonna go part-time like Peter was part-time?
The search will be for a full-time position.
So we'll keep it full-time.
Right now, it's,
Right.
right now, it's part-time.
Right.
Right now, that's fine, but, so you're not, if you're gonna keep it, it would be
Well,
part-time.
we didn't want it to go part-time anyhow.
Three of you did.
Three of them did, but we didn't.
How are we going to define this person's role and functions, his overall? Because when we originally, and this comes from the prior board, you know, the town manager's role and function would inevitably, their salary would be paid for based on what they're bringing to the town. But I believe over time, that position has evolved into more of like an internal function. So I just, are the job and duty functions gonna change from what it was originally intended for to where we're at now? Is it gonna have to be changes made to that general job description that we're gonna be advertising?
If it's gonna go back to a full-time, then it's gonna be necessarily, the job description's going to need to change, just like it changed when it went to be part-time.
And this is just to get a committee to do, form a committee to make what it is. We're not at the point of hiring. Get a committee to start the process to search for one. So we would have to come up with guidelines and then get a committee with what we're looking for in a town manager.
We can turn to the comprehensive plan too, because I know it's in there that they
Right.
want a town manager, so.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Question,
Floor is closed at this time.
but it wasn't closed to everybody else.
Well, it's closed now.
Question I have is Fair Street.
I have a resolution to purchase of the contract hour with integrated system. Do we have a motion?
Anybody else?
I make a motion.
Have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I just had a question.
Yes, sir.
I'm in favor of it. I
Yeah.
just, I was looking at the contract. Does Pat need to, it's quite lengthy. Does Pat need to review it before we, I mean, we can okay it, but if,
Yes, I'd be happy to. If you wanna make it subject to my review, that's fine. I took a look at it, you know, with the rest of the
it had a lot of
packet.
pages to it.
It's a lot of pages, and it's
But it's
very
just a
small
renewal.
print.
It's the
But
same
it's
one.
not,
It's the same one from January
yeah,
that
there
we did in
wasn't-
We
January.
just ran out of money, so we gotta put more
That we
money out.
didn't, it's just for that clump of money gets you so many hours, and there's a contract involved with
Right.
those hours.
So
I thought it was
upping
a
the
new
money?
contract, that's
No.
why I
No.
asked. Oh,
It's
we're good.
We ran out
it's
of
a
hours.
renewal.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So 200 hours for 17,000, or you can pay
Opposed?
100 and something an hour.
Okay, so it
It's
carried
85
5-0.
an hour. $85 an hour.
Got authorization to purchase and utilize Asset Tiger Assist Management Program. Have a motion?
Motion.
Second. Discussion?
Who's second?
Jackson. All in favor?
Aye.
Authorized to allow online renewal of dog license via credit debit card processing through GSG 14.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Discussion?
Quick question, because I know we're doing like the service-based one, but you circled the $399 terminal. Are we buying that as well, or?
Yes, it'll have to be purchased, but somebody was actually saying that it doesn't do one of the features that I thought it did, so I'm gonna have to relook at those and see exactly, and I can't remember what function, because this was a month ago.
Is it $399 a year or just a
No,
one-time purchase?
just the one-time purchase.
One time.
Yeah, you,
Okay.
they send it, you're done purchasing it.
Yeah, okay. The same one we had in the treasurer's office years ago.
I wanted to make sure that it did like the
So-
phone thing.
Can I just ask, because I was at a meeting last night with the county about dog control.
What is the letter?
And their concern was how do, because I suggested they get this because when they take a dog and they can't release it till it's licensed. And if it's on a weekend and stuff, I said, but they said, how do you verify the rabies?
If they have rabies?
No, the
If they have a
vaccination,
shot.
I'm sorry, the rabies vaccination, how do you, if
How do
they're-
I verify it in the office?
No, if they're doing it online.
If they're,
Like
if
I
they're
renew my
renewing the
dog-
license, they have to have
I'm sorry,
verification of.
either the rabies vaccination is already good in the system, because you can do a 1, 2, or 3 year registration for the dog, so
So the
online.
years that the rabies, they gotta come in?
If they need to submit a new certification that there's a new rabies vaccination, either they'll have to come in or there'll be an option to upload the rabies vaccination proof by either scanning it or taking a picture and uploading it that way. So that we would then match up the name of the dog, the previous vaccination, all the different things that we would have to do before we go in and say, yes, purchase or submit their renewal, and then it would print and we would mail them or email them the new certificate for their new registration.
So, any more discussion?
And this is
So,
already, yeah,
You don't know if you need the $450 one or the $399.
I don't know, cause
So why
somebody,
don't we just give her the option of getting which one she wants? I mean, if we're in favor of doing it, and she needs to, checks it out, she needs a $450, why should we wait another month? You know what I mean?
I'm fine with it.
You know, whatever.
that's the one I had planned on, and there was something somebody had said to me that, I can't remember what it was, but somebody said, make sure it does, and I don't remember what it was. They said to make sure it does.
All right.
So I gotta
Just
relook
amend
it
the
up.
motion to give the town clerk the option to purchase the one that meets her needs, either the $450 or the $399.99 one.
Second.
Okay. First and second on that, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Do we have to re-vote on the first one?
No.
I have a resolution authorized Director of Public Works to expend funds from the account SR 81640.404 in support of the dumpster program. Have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. I have a resolution to fill a part-time zoning officer position. Have a motion?
Make a motion.
A second?
Second.
All those, any discussion?
Yeah, just really quick, I'm a nitpicker. It should be 2138 for the starting hour. It should be grade 6, a little less. We got a grade 7, a little less.
Tim, did we?
I have 2330 is what the start.
We may have changed, moved that.
Yeah, I might have been looking at an updated one.
Yeah,
It says in
I
my-
did look at it, because then we said it'd be more once you read it.
Yeah, 25 goes, once the contract is signed, it looks like it might go to 25, 24.
Yeah, I did
Gotcha.
look it up, so this is the current rate. We're
Okay,
good with the
my apologies with
23.
that one.
2330 is correct.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna verify before I go change.
Right, yeah, Chief's is gonna conduct the interviews along with the committee members if they're available. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so carried. Got a resolution to authorization for the town of Seneca Falls Police Department to apply for a certificate of operation from the Federal Aviation Administration.
And I make a motion.
Got a second discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Resolution authorizing the award of water treatment chemical supplier.
I make a motion.
Got a second?
The lowest bid.
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Anyway, no one's opposed. Authorizing prepayment for food and lodging for activated sludge wastewater treatment process course of SUNY, Morrisville, New York. For Troy Pickard, the amount of $746. Have a
Make a
motion?
motion.
Have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carried. Got a resolution to install fencing at the water treatment plant. Have a motion?
Make a motion. We
Second.
Second. Okay, for discussion purposes, they've put up all the poles and everything, they're just looking for someone to actually put the fence up. They don't have the equipment to do that, so that's what's going on with that. So all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Got a resolution here to install backflow preventer at water treatment plant. Have a motion?
Make a motion.
Have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. We got a resolution here to purchase grinder pumps. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Have a second? Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. We have a resolution for the water and sewer budget transfers, $4,000 from valves to vehicle maintenance and $4,000 from sewer projects to vehicle maintenance. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. And a resolution in the form of partnership with community entities in furtherance of the New York State Climate Smart Community Initiative. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Nobody? And I have resolution here to provide recycling bins in all government buildings in accordance with the New York State Climate Smart Community Initiative.
I'll make a motion.
Have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I have a resolution designating town of Seneca Falls Recreation Center as a cooling center and adopting a heat emergency plan.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Discussion?
Just really quick, so like, I know we're doing these for the initiative, like, is this all going towards, like, us getting points towards, like, the grant and everything?
Yeah, so we've got all these initiatives in here,
Mm-hmm.
and we have several that I've highlighted and made notes that we already do.
Yeah.
We just don't have formal documentation. We already have recycling bins.
Right.
It's an initiative, we just have to document that we do it, take pictures that there's, oh my gosh, a recycling bin in every single office, submit it, 8 points. Then when January comes and they open up the funding for the Climate Smart and the CEC, I can remember what that means, the funding opens up in January and the applications are due by July, and then we can be funded for a host of different things up to $200,000.
Amazing.
So
Awesome.
we just need to document actually doing this stuff. So Missy and Chief have been helping me to try to get some of these things documented so that we can upload it, have our meeting, and get the points so that we can cash in on some of these projects that they're giving money away for that we qualify for.
Yeah.
And we did get $10,000 last year.
15.
And we were able to buy a car, not a car for the
Very good.
stuff. So I think we had a first and a second on this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have another resolution encouraging water smart landscaping practices for municipal facilities and homeowners. Can I have a
I make
motion?
a motion.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Another resolution with fleet efficiency policy. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion?
This one is new, but it's along the same lines.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Here we go. Approve Power Management Victor, New York, to assist in the town of Seneca Falls in utilizing solar credits to decrease energy costs.
Make a motion.
Got a second?
Second.
This is the same company we talked about earlier that was gonna do our electric and our gas. They also, there's money out there for, you can buy from solar. So all in favor?
Aye.
Authorize a budget transfer to account A512-401 for highway lighting repairs.
Motion.
Second.
So, we're gonna take money from the plow lease to put it in the street lighting for the highway department. All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. I have a resolution to accept the bid for North Canal Side Enhancement Bridge paving project. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay, so we did have 2 bids come in on this. Honestly, the engineers that put it out to bid thought it'd be close to $1 million. We did get a low one of $432,109. So the nice thing is, we didn't have the million, so we were wondering where we were gonna get the extra $300 for it. But now we have the extra $300, we're gonna try to do a lighting for the bridge. So they're gonna design something, so the bridge will be lit up. We do get a lot of tourists that come look at that bridge. We still do have to work on repair, but we couldn't use the DRI money for repair anyways, because that's not part of it.
Did they know how long it would take to paint the bridge and everything? Sandblast, all that crap?
No, I asked if we put a time on there, and I don't think we did. It's probably gonna have to be spring. I don't think we're gonna get to it this year. But, it'll be nice, painted and get some kind of lighting on there. So
Absolutely.
I'm actually looking forward to it. But we do have to work on repair. There's a resolution coming.
Can you drive on the bridge now?
You can still have 6,000 pounds there. It's only yellow flags. It's not red. It gets red flags, then you can't. So at this point, I thought Jeremy did it. Do we have a resolution for him to hire MRB? Look into it. Jeremy, didn't you, what should a resolution for MRB to come in and?
I thought we wrote something up to submit for them to.
No.
All right,
We
well,
talked about it, but then we had said that, Labella was gonna look into it, and he was saying that he was gonna find out what needed to be done.
Well, I had asked about, because I'm trying to find out, they say if it's maintenance, the town's responsible because the town will bridge. But they say if it's repair, sometimes the state will help. So Labella was gonna find that out, and I've also talked to MRB. So we'll get someone out, we'll have to get an engineer firm involved in this. It might take.
I do get it's early, but MRB has looked at it past.
Right.
The last time we had a yellow flag, we went for it, and it was positive that they went through, and they dealt with it all.
And probably we just had Labella here because they're doing the painting bid, so we just, part of the conversation, is just ask our engineer that question. Then we can get the state to pay for it, and obviously that would be our best plan, so. All right, so all in favor of, did we already do that already?
No, we didn't.
Okay, so all in favor of accepting the bid of $432,109.87. John knows where the 87 cents comes from, but, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
You're gonna spend, are you gonna paint it prior to fixing it?
Yes, we are.
$432,000 to paint a bridge that has to be repaired.
There's a lot more involved with it than you know, Brad, so you're sitting here saying things when you don't know the answers.
Tell me
Well,
what
the
the
answer,
cost, all right, I got it.
well, you're making a smart comment out there, and that's not the fact. The
Tell you what,
fact is,
tell you what,
we're only
you
painting
work
the
for
top of
us,
the
we
bridge.
don't work for you.
We're only painting the top of the bridge,
What's the
the repairs
culvert?
are underneath, the
Lead
painting is
agency,
coming to the DRI money
resolution
that we have
one.
to use.
How much? Oh, you don't wanna share that?
I don't even know what you said, so I didn't hear it.
You don't listen to anybody.
Okay.
The repairs that need to be done are under the bridge.
Totally understand,
Oh.
right? However, when you have a problem with your car, you fix it before you wax it. Agreed? The same thing, fix it before you
Brad,
paint it.
you don't know what's going on, so don't say things that are not the right way to be done. You don't get to just shout things out. There's no more talking from the audience, please. Okay, so we got that.
He
So,
got to say what he wanted, he's good.
Thank you.
can I have a motion for the,
I make a motion, we approve the
well,
leaks.
the leaks?
I'll second.
Everything leaks around here.
Have a motion to pay the bills?
Make a motion.
A second. All in favor of paying the bills?
Aye.
Hey, just, we need one more signature on the bill.
I got it.
No.
I got it.
Oh, you did it? Oh, good man.
Buzzer beater.
Sorry.
I was on it.
Are we adjourned?
When did you come?
Make a motion.
I make a motion we adjourn.
I second.
Second, all in favor of adjourning?
Wendy,